Are you self-diagnosing yourself with rosacea, eczema, or psoriasis? Are you self-diagnosing yourself with hormonal acne or fungal acne? If so, watch, listen, and learn. I'm Lisa. I've been a holistic master esthetician for over 40 years. And all that means is that I've helped men and women around the world have beautiful, healthy skin without needles, procedures, or pills. I get so many questions every day. First, let me say, I wear no foundation and concealer in these videos. I am 59 years old. This is a real woman aging. If you ask me anything with love and kindness below, I will answer you. That goes for any emails you send me at lisa@peachesskincare.com. Otherwise, go and find something that brings you joy. I get all kinds of emails every day, all kinds of messages every day, and people will tell me, I have rosacea, I have fungal acne, I have eczema, the doctor told me I have hormonal acne. So I really want to go over those things again. So the first thing I want to do is show you a picture of Anne. And she's just kind of an example of everything I'm talking about that I encompass here, or everything that encompasses what I'm about to talk about. So this is Anne before. And Anne was told she had rosacea, eczema, a bacterial infection, hormonal acne, all kinds of different things, fungal acne. And we chatted with each other through email, and she did everything precisely. The routine, the little tips and tricks. And this is Anne less than 2 months later. So these before and afters that I show, or if I send them to you by email, have not been altered in any way. I don't allow foundation and concealer in them, and I don't let them use any filters. So these are real. These are real results. And I hope that that can also encourage you. I think that the first thing you need to understand is, I say this all the time, everyone has normal skin. It is what you do to your skin daily, weekly, and monthly that changes it. So when you think you have hormonal acne, hormones heat you up, they make you retain water, and if your pores, which are very deep, if your pores that are really hair follicles, now really understand that, pores are hair follicles, they don't open and close, they have hair grow out of them. If those are clogged with dirt, oil, dead, dry skin, when you have your hormones, maybe during a cycle, maybe you've gone through menopause, even with a boy, hormones affect you. Your skin essentially starts to push all the toxins out. It heats you up, it makes you warm, it makes you retain water. So everything that's in that pore that is a hair follicle tries to come out. That is not hormonal acne. I don't believe in hormonal acne. In fact, my clients that have been with me for decades don't even break out during their cycle, didn't have any issues during menopause, because they kept their skin healthy and clean. So the first thing that you need to understand is you have normal skin. If you think that you have fungal acne, I get this a lot too. We have natural fungus and bacteria always on our skin. And it's when we leave an opening for it that we have an issue. So if you've ever cut yourself and you've gotten an irritation, that might be a bacterial infection. You may need to be on an antibiotic. You may just put on, Neosporin or Vaseline or something. But what happens is, because we have that bacteria and fungus on our skin, and believe me, some of it is really good for you. Some of it, balances out your skin. We hear so much about the barrier in social media and from influencers. And the fact is, digressing, we all change our barrier the minute we walk into a room with air conditioning on, the minute we walk into a room without air conditioning on and heat, if we splash our face with water, if we walk outside. So get barrier out of your mind. It's about taking care of your skin. And when you activate fungus or bacteria by possibly putting on a bad sunscreen, wearing foundation or concealer, using really bad products that have fragrances in them or perfume or color, or they say they're clean, which is a beauty industry marketing word. It's not real. Many of these things activate that issue. So you'll hear me say all the time, look at your neck. If your neck is healthy, if your neck looks really clean and it doesn't have anything on it, it's something that you're doing to your face. If you were really having all of these different issues, why is it not affecting your arms, your legs? Now, if you have something that's really severe on your back and your chest, that can be a staph infection, and that's something you need to go to your physician and, talk with them about. However, if you want to diagnose yourself and not listen or not take the time it takes to heal your skin, just like losing weight or getting in shape or stopping smoking or anything that makes you better, then that is something that you're going to have to really, deal with within yourself. So fungal, hormonal. Now let's talk about rosacea. And what I'm going to do is show you some of the products that I recommend once we're done talking about these things. Rosacea, eczema, and psoriasis in their essence are just active fungus. So I just went over what activates it. So many times, you walk into your physician's office and they'll kind of look at you. They won't ask what you eat. They won't ask if you wear foundation and concealer. They won't ask you about the products you're using, or they'll immediately accuse the products that you're using. But they don't ask you what sunscreen you're using, or they'll just tell you to put on sunscreen no matter what it is, and that's a whole nother video because so many are not good for your skin. Or they won't even ask you if you wear a wide-brimmed hat outside. And they'll immediately look at you and say, you've got rosacea, or you've got eczema or psoriasis. The fact is, just like the picture you saw with Anne in the beginning, it's just active fungus. You've activated it. So instead of saying that you have all these things going on with your skin, instead say, I've got normal skin and it's a little sick and I've got to figure out what's going on. So here's a couple things. I love and have used for probably 30 years, Clean and Clear Persagel. I like benzoyl peroxide, but I'm not a super fan of it when it's a prescription or it's really harsh, because it can be one of the things that really can irritate and harm your skin. In fact, Proactive was such a popular product maybe 20 years ago, and I'm sure some people still use it. It was filled with benzoyl peroxide. So it would dry your skin out and think all the acne was gone, and then we would call it the volcano effect. You would break out like crazy maybe 6 to 8 weeks later. It is time released and can be very beneficial if you have acne. Acne might be a pustule, it may be a blackhead, sometimes it can be a red bump, but that can typically go over into fungus. So I love this. If you're a peach, it goes on after your toners, and you could do it morning and night and then go on to luminescent and your other serums. The other thing that I love is Monistat 7. Now, it's in a purple box. Hopefully, John will put a picture up here for you. It is used for other things with women, but the fact is it's purely an antifungal. And it can be so amazing for your skin. In fact, this is something that Anne used with her Peaches routine. Fungal can look very bumpy. It can look very red and irritating, pretty much what you saw on Anne's face. Are there pustules with fungal? Not necessarily. That can be a combination thereof. But it's red, it can be itchy, it can be peely. Fungal will be right inside the folds of your nose, maybe on the sides of your lips. So this is something that can really kill it, get rid of it, and it's a natural way to reverse that issue with fungus. This can actually, if you're a peach, go on after your toners as well, but I really like you to use one or the other. If you're someone who has bacterial and fungal, and that happens, you may want to put on this Monistat 7 during the day and Persagel at night. But remember, you only need a tiny bit of both, and you don't just spot treat. You really want to put it everywhere, because this skin will always affect this skin. It's something so important to understand. It's almost like a freeway system, and it's so important to understand that everything that's going on in one part of your skin is about to affect the other part of your skin if you don't get it under control. It's why some people just all of a sudden have so much breakout on their skin. It just breaks my heart when I see it. It's because they weren't told how to take care of it properly from the beginning. I'm amazed how many clients would come to me and they would be on a really intense medication, but the doctor never told them not to wear foundation and concealer. So look for a physician that is very holistic as well. And there are so many wonderful ones out there. Okay, 2 more things that are really beneficial. I say this so much, and it just doesn't seem to get through to a lot of clients or a lot of people watching. Skipping masking at night it's just terrible for your skin. It gives your skin, if some of you sleep 5 hours, if some of you sleep 10 hours, all of that time to purge out impurities through many of the organs, but is most especially the largest organ of the body, the skin. And as it purges out, imagine that it is just setting bacteria and fungus right on top of your skin. Dirt, oil, dead dry skin, maybe toxins from alcohol or food that you ate that day. And when you don't have your mask on, either milk of magnesia or Peach's Revitalizing Rescue Mask, when you don't wear these masks to bed, they are anti-inflammatory, they are healing, they are going to help to draw everything out of the pores that are really hair follicles. They are not drying. If you're new to this routine, your skin isn't dry. It is just getting rid of decades of cumulative damage, just like a snake gets rid of its old skin. And you have to push through that process, and you can watch other videos to understand what to do in the morning, but not wearing your mask to bed is huge. Not giving your PM routine time at least an hour and a half to 2 hours before putting on your mask is also huge. So wear your mask to bed. Milk of Magnesia and Peach's Revitalizing Rescue Mask both work a little differently. This really helps to brighten and lighten, but both draw everything out of the pores, as I said, that are really hair follicles and really are anti-inflammatory and healing and cleaning. You will be amazed at what will happen when you just wear this to bed for one night on active skin. So I hope that this has helped you understand, stop self-diagnosing yourself. And if you've been diagnosed, really look at what you're doing, and could it possibly be more what I'm talking about, which may be more of the holistic version of what you're hearing. I appreciate you being here. Ask anything with love and kindness below. Please like and subscribe to these videos, and I hope I've helped you uncover your true confidence.